Hi, this is Joseph Tan here from GoodMonday.com. Welcome to the first follow-up series to the Character-Wise Parenting Seminar. The topic for consideration today is marriage time. What's that? Now, before I give you a formal definition for marriage time, just a quick recap that parents nowadays are beginning to lose touch with other adults. They are beginning to neglect their relationship with their spouses and with other friends. Why? Because they are just helicoptering around their child, not willing to let the child out of their sight and out of their lives, and they end up just revolving around the activities of the children, so much so that the children alone end up being their best friends. So it is not surprising that when the children leaves the home and the couples are faced with an empty nest, they often act like strangers with one another. Now that is unfortunate, and what we can do right now is to make sure that we create a parent-centered family, that we intentionally put ourselves in the center of the family. It is important that we do that, because unless we are at the center of the family, we will not be able to pass down values to our children, and we may end up just serving their needs and forgetting about the important task of shaping their character and their values. And unless you and I as parents play an active role in leading them at home, there will constantly be that generation gap, and the connection between this generation and the next generation may just very well break down. That's why we need this simple concept called the marriage time. The marriage time keeps the adult constantly in the center of family life. Now, what's the definition of marriage time? Marriage time is a weekly commitment of spending 2 hours of child-free moments together with the love of your life. Emphasis: child-free moment. So as part of your preparation for this 2-hour weekly commitment is go get a babysitter. It's a well worth investment that you are going to appreciate in the years to come. So what makes marriage time? Number one, you've just got to schedule it in. I mean, if it's important enough to act upon, it must be important enough to be locked in. Treat it as a formal schedule, as you would with any appointments. And if someone else calls you to do something on that same day, same time, just say, sorry, I have got a prior appointment. And if you do that constantly, your spouse would really feel appreciated. And one rule of thumb is never change it unless with prior permission. So log in the dates about 2 months in advance, agree together, synchronize your dates together with your spouse, and never change it unless you have consulted with one another. Secondly, in order to make marriage time work, it's got to be enjoyable. So there must be the fun element involved. Be creative. It does not always need to be a meal. It could be a simple walk in the park. It could be going for an exhibition, rollerblading, ice skating, just holding hands at the beach, having a cup of coffee under the coconut tree. Well, as long as you create time to study each other again. One tip here: do avoid talking about the routines of the day and speak to each other at the emotional level. So how are you feeling? Dream dreams. Talk about plans for the future. Remember the time when you used to date before before getting married. You would think about conquering the world together and helping each other with your goals and ambitions. Who knows, some of those ambitions need to be resurrected again. So take time to talk and take time to study each other's needs instead of talking about somebody else or just talking about the children. Number 3, it's take it in turn to listen. Learn the art of reflecting and paraphrasing, and take it in turns to lead the conversation. Now, what what does these 2 points mean? It means that at any one time you have got to select whose issue you are focusing on. So between the two of you, let's say you decide, okay, it is the wife's issue that I'm going to focus on. So let the wife do the talking. And what you do is just listen, ask questions, and reflect back what you hear your wife saying. Do guard against giving solutions prematurely, but just listen to what your wife is saying, reflect back, repeat back, check for understanding, and then you can try and offer your opinion or offer some of your own thoughts, but never offer any solution until you have listened first and you have reflected back and paraphrase it back to the other party. So once your wife has had her turn to talk, then you chip in and then you present your topic for the conversation, but never have two topics being discussed in parallel at the same time. Take it in turns to talk. One talk, one listen and paraphrase, and after that you switch your roles. So in that way, your conversation is on one topic at a time. So what's marriage time? Marriage time is a weekly commitment of spending at least 2 hours of child-free moments together with the love of your life. And when this stability of love is strongly anchored in this weekly commitment, you will have a parent-centered family, you will have a functional model by which your children can look up to, and you are depositing something stable in them that will mold them into a person of character when they become an adult. Think about it. This is Joseph Tan here from goodmonday.com.